Welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Sam and I'm outside wishing you the happiest of New Year's wishes. That's right, it's that time of year, and I just wanted to say good luck. I just wanted to say do the best you can. And the new year doesn't mean a new you. All right. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure out there. There's a lot of, there's a lot of expectations around what this day means, around what this day does to human psychology, what it does to our expectations of this day and tonight and the next day, what the new year actually represents. That's right, new opportunities, new growth, new learning, new you. You are who you are because of who you've been. Our experiences, our learning, our growth, our challenges, our pain, they've helped shape who we are. And that doesn't mean there's not room for growth, but it doesn't mean you have to give up everything that got you to where you are. All right. So I have made some major changes in the past year. And yeah, they're mine. They're things I had to do, the things that I had decided to do, and I'm not done. So a lot of that pressure to change, a lot of that pressure to grow has to come from us. Although, it's just a day, it's just a number on a calendar, but there is some significance to around the connotation, the expectations of what those two words put together mean, new year. Right. So yes, the calendar does change, and we've just gone through the Yule season, which is a celebration. In the lunar calendar, it's a celebration of persevering and surviving the longest nights. All right. It's a metaphor for your life. Right. And we're on the other side of it now. All right. So we've got longer days coming, although today isn't a great example of it, but yeah, it's a new year. So why not? Don't forget about who you are. Don't forget about who you were. Doesn't mean there's not a reason for change. And for me, there are always opportunities. I'm not a New Year's resolution guy, but I've done it. All right. And there were some societal pressures. There were some little hints and strategies, and they've always been there, but it took an outside pressure. It took a diagnosis. So I had some health challenges that I'd been dealing with for a long time. And they were slowly growing, so slow, in fact, that I hadn't really noticed until I was forced to deal with it. So I had some challenges with my vision and had some challenges with some other internal processes. And after a number of CTs, after a number of scans and tests, basically diagnosed with chronic inflammation. Yeah. Well, I wasn't all swollen and poofy, but I had some internal processes that were challenged. Basically, there were parts of me that were shutting down due to, first and foremost, chronic inflammation, which a lot of it was due to stress, right? Self-imposed, right? They weren't environmental stresses. They were my own, and I was carrying them. And yeah, there was some trauma, anxiety, and depression, and all those things linked to it. And I got to some really low places. And it took a medical professional to help me acknowledge and create a list, and then help me figure out where the source for all those sources of inflammation were. And yeah, there was about a list of 12 things, and I ranked above average, which is not a good thing, on 11 out of 12 of those. And so, yeah, I had to make some major changes, and it wasn't easy, but the timing was right. And I got the diagnosis before the new year, but it actually took some major events in my life to make me realize that, yeah, it's not sustainable. And if I want to think about my family, if I want to think about my longevity, I want to think about my physical, mental, emotional, financial, and spiritual health, and I had to make some changes. And first piece of advice I can give you is you can't make them all at once. All right. Make a choice. Decide, pick one. And then, that's the persistence. Pick one. And then do some research. There are so many sources out there. I live in a part of the world where there are so many people whose job it is to help. All right. They're just waiting for emails, just waiting for phone calls for people to access resources. All right. That's what like 43% of my tax dollars go to. All right. So the first choice for me honestly was alcohol. Yeah. I drank every day, 365 days a year. And yeah, it was expensive. And not just financially, although yeah, it was a lot, but just quality of life was not so much that it affected. And I can't even say that fairly. Yeah, it did affect my work life. It affected my personal life, affected my family life, affected my finances, affected my focus. But more importantly, it affected everything about my body. And so, I did the dry January thing, right? So let's just try it. The concept have never entered my mind before. I love the flavor of alcohol. Man, I love the variety. I love the diversity. I loved what it did for me socially, right? But when I was doing it in a non-social environment because I needed it, to me, that was the point. It wasn't so much that a doctor said I needed to quit drinking. I just needed to know that I could. And so I tried, and I could, and I did, and I am. So as of today, it's been a year without alcohol. Now, the first step was just to stop buying it. So that's how I started. I'm not going to spend my family's money on alcohol. Now, if someone offers me a drink, it's like free. That's great. Yeah. So I started with that. And honestly, at this time of year with gift giving, everyone in my family, everyone in my social circle knew that it was an appropriate gift. It would be appreciated, and it always was. And right, it was just it was very easy to shop for that way. So I made the choice to stop buying alcohol. And yeah, there was some alcohol still in the house, but I never had a liquor cabinet because I never could have a liquor cabinet. If there's alcohol in the house, the alcohol went into my body immediately. So that just meant I just had to buy more booze, and I drank more booze. And it wasn't until I stopped that first month, whoa, what a game changer. All right. And then there were other things. All right. Well, let's talk about sleep. Let's talk about focus. Let's talk about my diet. So yeah, I spent the last year making small changes, and I would choose one thing a month, and then I would stick to it. And then it became easier to stick to it. So the persistence with some outside influences from medical professionals, the persistence helped me acknowledge, gave me a list, gave me some priorities, gave me some intentionality, but then I tried it and it wasn't easy. It's still not easy, but I am consistent. And yeah, over the past 12 months, past year, I've made some major changes and I've seen some major benefits. All right. So yeah, I've lost almost 40 pounds. All right. Now, it wasn't all fat. I've actually made some changes because the weight itself is not the measure. All right. So the weight itself, yeah, a lot of it was visceral fat, dangerous fat around my heart, around my liver. But more importantly, the weight loss, it was just an indicator. All right. So yeah, I have to buy some new clothes because I lost a lot of my waistline, but it was a transfer of the weight. So I've actually gained some muscle because I started, working out other parts. So the biggest part for me, once the alcohol was gone, was what it allowed me to do. Right? Wow, that was like the hardest thing, and it still is. But it basically just opened the door, and it made everything else so much more achievable. I would have never been able to improve my quality of sleep unless I'd made that first change. I would have never been able to make changes to my diet, exercise, to work, focus, relationships, all those things without the alcohol. So yeah, there's a lot of pressure out there, and I've seen the posts, and dry January is a thing, but I tried it and it changed my life. It worked. Yeah, and then focusing on my sleep, that's my rest and repair. That really helped with the inflammation. Changes to my diet, not only what I ate, right? Cutting out carbs, cutting out sugars, which would have never been possible when I didn't have the ability to focus without the mentality of, well, let's just, without being sober, right? Making good decisions, right? The impulsivity, right? So yeah, I still have some habits, some bad habits, right? And I still have some addictions, and yeah, and I, like throughout the year, I quit smoking for half the year, not all at once. It was like, a month here, a month there, and then a 5 month stretch, and then a couple weeks. And yeah, so that's still a challenge. but it is getting easier, right? It's an entirely different thing. They all are, right? And there are lapses, and that's okay. Those are opportunities for learning, opportunities for growth, and it provides a new focus. It provides a new thing to work on. It's not easy. I'm at the point now where I'm still working on all 12 things. I've got more to go. So as the new year approaches, yeah, I am so very thankful for those challenges. So very thankful for the person I was, because it's helping me frame the person I want to be, the person I need to be, right? So I need to be there for my family, to be the best version of myself, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And the only way I can do that is to focus on myself. So in this new year, do that. Focus on yourself so that you can be of better service to others, for those people who you are responsible for, right? We need you. And for that, you need yourself. And you're the only person that can make the choices. You're the only person that can fight for you. You're the only person that's going to judge you, right? The average person has 60,000 thoughts a day in their own head. That inner dialogue it's powerful, right? It's real. And 80% of those 60,000 thoughts in our own head, 80% of them are not good, right? They're negative, right? They're comparing, right? Thief of joy. They are trying to make it okay for you to make those mistakes. So you need to switch that narrative, right? So that's where the act of me going outside, walking, not only is it exercise, but for me, it provides that focus, provides that time to change my inner dialogue. Spend a lot of time being mindful, being present, being aware, noticing, being grateful, right? Being grateful for the hard work and grateful for the lapses, because they show me that I still have work to do, and that I can do hard things, that I'm doing hard things, and I still have hard things to try. I still have hard things to start. I still have hard things to finish. And I'm very grateful for those hard things that I have done. I'm very grateful for the boxes that I have checked off. Very grateful that I have boxes to put a check mark in. And I'm very grateful that I've got those boxes that I am actively checking off every day, right? And it's every day. It's every moment of every day. It's not easy. All right. I've had some amazing support from family. I've had some amazing support from friends, and I've had some amazing support from other services. Talking to other people, talking to a professional. All right. I am a certified forest therapy guide, and part of what I do is guide others in nature, because nature heals. All right. I'm not a therapist, right? Nature is the therapist. I'm simply the person who opens the door and allows people to heal in their own way, in their own time, in their own space. I provide the opportunity, provide the venue, right? Make sure, and I hold the vessel for safety, for curriculum, for timing. But what people get out of it is what they put into it, right? And it's not a one-shot deal, right? For me, it's a way of life. And if I don't do it, I suffer. So I do it. I do it daily. I do it throughout the day. I do it several times a day. I do it every day. And it's like everything else, right? I have to do it every day, like sleep, like hydration, like water, like not only adding things to improve my situation, improve my health, but it's also eliminating things. So there's a balance. So for me, this new year is a new reason to be consistent, a new reason to be so grateful. Yeah, and it's been a year of this, and this is part of it, part of my sharing, part of my journey. And I thank you very much for being part of it. So on this New Year's Eve, there's a lot of pressure for change. You change every day, but it's how you change. So please be kind to yourself, be forgiving, but find the thing you need to be persistent for. Be persistent of, be persistent to, and then work on the consistency. While you're being consistent with adding things to your health, eliminating things that take away from your health, while you're being persistent and consistent, be grateful, be kind to yourself. We need you. We need the best version of you. You need the best version of yourself in here and in here. So you're doing great. You are stronger than you know. And the person at this time next year will very much thank you, appreciate you, and love you for the work that you have done, and for the work that you are doing, and for the work that you're going to do. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Have a great day. Have a good year. Thanks. Bye-bye.